Hello/X/. I'm Moroccan Sufi witch and an occultist. I know stuff about Sufism, magic, jinns, the 7 jinn kings, Arabic magic. Do you know that there are ethical and upright jinn? Money spell or any spells that will help my life become better. Can you cast a spell which removes your people from European nations and brings them back home, please? What do jinns look like? I may have seen one. This happened almost 10 years ago. I was a dumb teenager and I was reading through Shams al-Ma'arif and tried to summon a jinn, or at least that's what I thought it was. The ritual was suspect too. I used a drop of blood on the drawing/schematic/hieroglyphs, which is a big no-no apparently, and let it sit there for a few days. I wanted to become a vampire. Yes, I know it sounds cringe. But I am wondering if I was tricked by LARPing wannabe occultists or accidentally invoked some spirits for real, cause I remember trying to commit suicide a month after or so and seemingly my life going downhill in general. Woo, finally a jinn expert. Couple questions. What do you know about Qureens? What does Sufism have to do with jinn magic? Do states of Marifat, Fanat, Baykat etc. open doors to jinni? Any simple tests to find out if one is possessed by a jinni? How do I get a Djinn Waifu? Yes. Jinns or jinns is what we call any creature that is unseen. They come in many shapes and sizes. Money magic needs time and effort. If you are genuine, meditate and use law of attraction. With patience and will, you will reach your goal. It's the easiest and safest method I can think of. We use the word jinn for everything that is unseen. They have many shapes and sizes, races even. Let me tell you about a race of jinn called the Red Ones, ruled by the Red King. King of Tuesday, Mars spirit. He is known as the Red One, and jinns under him are red and they relate to blood and drink blood. Some of them are what you people call vampires. Sounds like mushy from mushy she. Also, are some of your practices Berber in origin? If yes, can you please tell me as much as you can about them? Shams al-Ma'arif is genuinely a very good book and it gets a lot of bad reputation. The world of occultism is big and complex. To answer your question, you seem to disrespected the sigil. Some sigils are guarded by actual jinns, who sometimes take offense to blood magic. Jinns act and think like humans mostly. Not every jinn is okay with blood work. You could have invoked a jinn and he didn't like it. It's why you should never use sigils without understanding. Don't worry and do the lesser banishing of Solomon and clean your room. Good energy helps kill negative energy. In his right hand he held 7 stars, from his mouth came a sharp 2-edged sword, and his face was like the sun shining in full strength. 17 When I saw him, I fell at his feet as though dead. But he laid his right hand on me, saying, "Fear not, I am the first and the last." 18 And the living one. I died, and behold I am alive forevermore, and I have the keys of death and Hades. 19 Write therefore the things that you have seen, those that are and those that are to take place after this. 20 As for the mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand, and the 7 golden lampstands, the 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches. Qureens or Quereen is the shadow soul that was born with us. He is what you Westerns call the shadow self. He is sometimes friendly but mostly naughty and works against your will. I like to think of him as playful. Qureens have a king in Arabic occultism and he is called Daresh. A normal Sufi would be just a normal human. But a dedicated Sufi will eventually reach a point where his soul will be so bright and so shiny. When that happens, God grants this Sufi a blessing. It's through this blessing a miracle can happen. So yes, the more you practice Sufism, the more you dive deeper into the spiritual world and spirits eventually become friendly. This can be tricky to answer. It usually comes down to your behavior and your mental attitude. You would know if you are possessed. And yes, Simply meditation. Meditation is the key to many answers. Meditate and relax yourself, notice your body, your eyes, hands, and legs. Dive deeper, feel your aura. If your aura is weak, that's a sign. The easier you meditate, the better. If you can't relax, you should then do a banishing. Repeat the meditation and notice differences. I will answer you genuinely. I made a thread a while ago on /x/ about this subject. A marriage between humans and jinns is 100% possible, and you literally can touch and feel them like you would with any person. But how is the question? You would need to become a master occultist or be spiritually awakened. We knew and heard of many people who were married to jinns. It takes great effort. Try and read more about Sufism and Arabic occult. This question was always there. Hi Anon, I'm Moroccan too. I want to get into Sufism and meditation, but working with jinn is haram though. Do you know that? Aren't you Muslim? Comments about the shadow self with a picture of Black Moon Lilith. Okay, you've got my attention and would like to know more about that, both astrological related to the picture and the jinn who's the shadow self in this case according to Sufism. It is probably a good idea to get a trip code. You can find more about that in the FAQ. How do I receive a spirit wife who will guide me, protect me, and love me? Tell us everything you know about Hassan I-Sabbah. And what makes Islamic mysticism so much different than the other Abrahamic denominations? I asked what they look like. I'm familiar with their history. Have you even seen any paranormal entity? I think you are just a LARPing. They are smokeless fire. So please tell me what they look like. Tell us about the 7 Jinn Kings. Is it related to the 7 deadly sins? It's not haram. I practice occult and I am faithful to God. Anon, jinns are related to astrology. The 7 kings of jinn all relate to astrology. For example, Saturday King is called Maymun, the black one. He works mostly in evil magic and the jinns under him are all black. For Black Moon Lilith, she follows the Moon King, Mura, son of Satan. It's where Koreans relate to the most. Anon, our shadow selves are what we hide from people, it's where our desires be. And these desires act and move on their own in this energy that we know of as Koreans. Sufism works to clean the body of every negative aspect, to kill all negative desires so God can take place. Can we become powerful without working with jinns or opening the third eye? Only with meditation. How does the law of attraction work? I always thought it was bullshit nonsense from personal development guru. Opinion. On Purple Gems. How can I see jinn? Hey, what do you think about walk-ins? People having entities that didn't originally live in their bodies enter them. Do witches get their powers from that? Do you have a jinn inside you? Do you know people who have them? I heard some jinns will incarnate through a family line. Why would some jinns decide to incarnate and some not? Thanks Mrs. Witch. How did you get initiated? I met a male Arabic witch and he told me they had schools for that. I always wanted a genie GF. What deity do I invoke, what ritual do I use, and how do I protect myself from dark forces in case I fuck up? Been wanting a genie GF for years. Moroccan on here, get Antilum so bad since it's my culture too, where can I DM you? I just need some guidance/advice since Ronnie FUSA and can't find much people here into our own ways of practice. How does one condition themselves to commune with spirits? I get frequent sleep paralysis. More than anyone I've ever known. Could this be due to jinns? I've been thinking about the possibility for a bit. I was able to talk to one and it talked back, but it used mind tricks to talk to me in a mocking way. Like it was using what was already in my mind to communicate with me. It was not English, but I could understand what it was communicating. It was able to shapeshift and pull me out of my body. It shapeshifted into a huge rock statue and chased me around until I was able to get back into my body. It also shapeshifted into some other things. Marhaban. How do I get the Jinni and Jinya out of my walls? Can Arab masters really gather an army of jinn? Where should I start studying Arabic magic? Hey, North African here as well. I wanted to ask about dreams. I used to lucid dream a lot when I was a teenager. To the point that when I had sleep paralysis or a nightmare I can just wake up. I still do. I also dream a lot till this day. I'm 25. But that's not the issue. Sometimes I have this dream of me sleeping in my bed. Everything is coming from my point of view, so I'm under my covers. I hear someone opening the door. I live alone, and abroad, so I always know nobody should be opening the door. The sound of the lock reproduces exactly. The man walks in, and I hear it walking through the corridor. Then, because I live alone, I force myself to wake up and check if everything is alright. Keep in mind, I moved 3 times since I started getting these dreams in my 20s. Every time I get these dreams, the sound of the lock is exactly the same sound of the exact house, and one of them had stairs. In that case, the man took the stairs up. Those dreams at that time were the worst. It came to the point where the man would come upstairs and sit on the lower part of the bed. I have no idea how it looks, but I felt heat coming from that. I was freaked out, still acting asleep to come up with something, until I realized whatever that was, I couldn't feel the movement of breathing, so I knew it was a dream and woke up. Fast forward to some time when I visited my family. I sleep in the same room as my sisters, and I hear someone knocking downstairs. My little sister wakes up and tries to go downstairs to open the door at the middle of the night. I tell her not to, and she goes back to sleep. I wake up, knowing it was a dream, but when I go back to sleep I see a transparent figure watching me sleep, standing in front of me for a long time. I never practiced magic. I grew up in a Muslim family, but I never had enough faith to be one. I don't usually come the wrong way around people, so I don't think it's the evil eye. I like to walk alone at night. Is this a yin's work? One particular aspect I find incredibly interesting about Sufism is the dancing meditation. I also like to spin and dance when I meditate. I find it almost impossible to sit and meditate, I just fall asleep. But when I spin and dance to music I begin to hallucinate a whole different world around me, and I see supportive figures everywhere, encouraging me to keep going and saying they've never seen someone do it so goofy like this. I should note that after smoking a pretty significant amount of DMT and cannabis over the last 4 years, after being straight edge my entire life beforehand, that this dancing meditation only got stronger for me. I don't really know the significance of any of the things I experience when doing my dancing spins, but I have feelings about what it could mean. Also, do you know where I can find a genuine witch and how I can marry a witch like you? I want to cultivate a happy and loving home with them where we are equal partners and we use our abilities to benefit those around us in compassionate and friendly ways. I also want to bolster, protect, and unite my increasingly fragmented and tense community and local ecosystem. I was volunteering with various orgs with this aim in mind, and doing basic rituals and spells as I was out volunteering, blessing things too. I use a bizarre syncretic system of chaos magic, old curandero, and brujeria things my tia taught my older sister and I because we were curious. And blessing things as an Anabaptist who bought one of those minister certificates from the Universal Life Church. But I got burnt out from compassion fatigue, and it was honestly lonely at times. I kept wishing I had someone by my side that I could lean on and in return have them lean on me when I need it. Actually, I guess I'm just lonely. Sorry for venting at you. I sincerely hope things are going well for you. Either way, I sincerely hope things go well for everyone here. Take it easy, y'all. Ride out the storm. Dedicate yourself to become a master occultist and read Arabic magic books. Find yourself a teacher if you can, and with enough hard work you can literally contact spirits/jinn and talk to them. From that point see if you can marry them. It all depends on you and how well you make an effort to impress these spirits. Hassan I Sabbah was more political than spiritual. He wasn't anything/x/worthy. What makes Islamic mysticism special? The Prophet. All Abrahamic religions seek God and God's grace. We do the same, but through the teachings of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. High-ranking Sufis speak with the spirit of the Prophet and have their own method and secrets that are a rabbit hole on itself. Anon, you ask me if I was lying or not. Please know that it would be pointless to waste a thread for 2 to 3 days just to lie about a certain subject that was proven in many occult books to be true. Anon, I think I told you or told someone else here, jinns are shape-shifting creatures. They do not have a certain look that you can identify them with. You can read more about the 7 jinn kings here, see link below. And no, they do not relate to the 7 deadly sins. That would be hell lords such as Mammon. Eris doesn't actually. I study the occult so I know about her. Sufis don't care about no other deity but God, Allah. No need to thank me, Anon. I love to share knowledge, for knowledge should be free. Take great care. Yes, you can become spiritually powerful without spirit work. Seek meditation and seek your higher self. The occultist truth has many doors to open, not just one. Regarding law of attraction, it's not bullshit. Find more about it pick related. Purple gems or crystals or gems in general have frequencies that are spiritual in nature. Some stones can bring luck or more protection, but don't expect much from them if you don't clean them spiritually first and then enchant them. Also, another example would be pink diamond, a very powerful and rare stone that holds a special frequency, but expensive and rare. You can find about this subject online. Yes and no. Every unseen spirit is called a jinn. But some spirits are very special, like Koreans who are jinn, but a jinn that lives with us and is born within us, so technically it's not a jinn. Your question is very good, and the world of spirits is big and huge. Spirits have many energies, different races, different origins, etc. A very important question. First of all, are you really ready to see one? I won't judge you by the cover, but I will actually tell you how. Anon, read any translated Arabic magic book, follow the instructions, explore the world of Arabic occult first. And then open your third eye. With enough meditation and patience, you will begin to see auras of jinn. Time will reveal the rest. I don't suggest you see them actually. Hey, what do you think about walk-ins, people having entities that didn't originally live in their bodies enter them? Do witches get their powers from that? Witches get their power from oaths, deals, or chants they use. Not every witch is like the other witch. Do you have a jinn inside you? No. But I can easily have one inside, but I don't want to. Do you know people who have them? Yes, and some evil jinn can easily fuck up your life. Spirits are like humans in that regard, they can be good or evil. I even know people who are married to jinn. I heard some jinns will incarnate through a family line. Why would some jinns decide to incarnate and some not? It's totally up to the oath or the jinn themselves. Some good jinns don't find the new host worthy of their blessings. It's known that whoever deals with the world of jinn or spirits in general has to be a genuine good person who seeks higher wisdom and God through his life. Thanks for all the questions. Take care, Anon. Through my family. Who is the male Arabic witch? Tell me more about him, I might actually know him. First, be a religious person and meditate a lot. Be humble and always clean. Do not be a dirty person or you will attract evil jinn. Find yourself a translated version of the famous book Shams al-Ma'arif and use and follow the instructions very well. No matter how much you fail, keep trying and eventually you will encounter what you seek. As I mentioned before, marriage is possible but certain conditions must be met. You need to be an occultist and a good summoner. Anon, don't just wish for a dream without working your goals out. I personally do not teach, for I myself still under a master of my own. I suggest you first seek a Sufi who can introduce you to a Sufi sect that you can join, and I highly suggest you join first, and you will eventually learn through hard work and patience. The blessings will come to you on their own. Thank you for you venting, Anon, and don't worry, I'm here to listen and respond. I genuinely don't know if it's a good idea to marry a witch. The paranormal isn't practical or welcoming. Those who deal with entities are usually very strange and weird people. Anon, I hope you read more about Sufism, for you may find it inspiring to you. Also, please try to reach spiritual practice without drugs. Addiction can be harmful, dear Anon. Last thing I wanna say to you is that try to also read translated Arabic magic books. You may find what's appealing to you.
Mosey on down to the Atomic Shaman trading post. We have t-shirts, decals, refrigerator magnets and other swag for sale. What better way to show your support for the show? Our merch can only be found on t.pub/link/Atomic Shaman trading post.
Like, share, subscribe, and be sure to check the notification bell. Follow the Atomic Shaman on Twitter at Motel and RV Park. Listen to Paranormal Green Text Stories on Atomic Shaman TTS on YouTube. Catch the live streams of Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge only on Rumble.